PowerTech fans, we're headed to the Coaches Site Live. Join us June 12th to 14th in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan for the premier coaching event of the year. Coaches, if you're serious about getting better, TCS Live is your one-stop shop. You'll be surrounded by some of the sharpest minds in hockey from the NHL, NCAA, CHL, and international levels, all sharing real actionable coaching strategies in a way that's actually engaging. I got a small taste of this year at their St. Andrews College event, and it was unreal. The presenters were top-notch, and the coaches were all super dialed in and hungry to learn. But this is going to be a 10x experience. Beyond the elite presentations, you'll have two massive networking socials, a prime opportunity to connect, share ideas, and build relationships that can elevate your career and coaching skill set. And for PowerTech, we'll be there too. We'll be hanging out, connecting with coaches, and recording some live podcasts. So if you're a listener, you can come up and say hi and we can talk hockey. Don't miss this opportunity. Head to thecoachesitelive.com right now and use code PowerTech to save 10% on your ticket. We're super fired up to be involved with this event, and we'll see you guys there.
But I wanted to say one thing about, I want to go back to what you said about, or what we said about, there were still scouts there asking about some of the players to play or get invited to the junior teams. We had a thing this week or last week where we did some interviews with parents about them deciding to come to our academy. And I'm not saying come to our academy because it's the best thing in the whole world. I think it is, but that's for me. Like certain parts, I think is for sure. And you know, when parents are watching or deciding for their kid, you know, I say this so many times, like it won't matter as long as your kid's a good player. Like if you're worried about moving on and getting drafted and stuff, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So we had a couple parents say, okay, but the only thing we're kind of worried about with your program is like it's still kind of new, and we don't know if it's going to be the best development place for our kid, and you know how is the team going to be? It's fair questions. I'm not saying, you know, are you an idiot for raising a question that goes anything against us? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like that's the concern that people have, and this won't even resonate with most of them because they think their kid's different most of the times. That's not a negative statement, by the way. But we look at our program and we're first year, were we the best team in Ontario? Like, no, not at all. But we had a competitive enough team, like enough. But it was so, but we did have a player on our team that was drafted to the Peterborough Petes. And when his development plan this year was to come and play for BioSteel, they didn't say to him, no, that's a new team. That's you can't play there because it's not a good team. They said, okay, play for BioSteel. So he played for BioSteel. And he got called up at the end of the year. He played a game or two. So he's still on the radar regardless of where he played. He didn't come down and play for the AAA whatever team or look for the best team. And that's what I'm encouraging with parents. Like, honestly, you know, we get a lot of pushback on this because people really do believe that they got to play on the best team with the best players, the best program and stuff. And fine, that's fine. But I'm reassuring anybody that is not in a situation where they can make a decision like that, like it's okay. Because at the end of the day, what the Peterborough Petes would have said to that kid or as an organization is he's a good hockey player that can skate, you know, he's fast as hell. And, you know, there's something there that we like. We drafted him in a mid-round pick, like pretty good. He's going to be fine because they already know. They don't sit there and worry about every time he steps on the ice, he better do this, this, and that like a mom and dad does, right? Including me as a dad, right? Like, I'm being honest. And then mid-season, they've seen him, and they said, yeah, you can come up because you haven't lost a step. And he went, and I guess he played pretty good. You know, didn't get a ton of ice, but he played and he played pretty good, had a good shot on net or a good scoring chance. They liked him, and he's coming back, and everything's fine. So he didn't have to have a development plan off the charts because you know what, guys? Most people don't have a development plan. They're playing hockey, and all the fluffy names and the tournaments, like we just said, and all this stuff, it actually doesn't matter. And you know, as a parent, this is something I would say to most parents too. Like I said, I tell the truth on this about my feelings about hockey and my kid and me and scouting and stuff. The first 2 years with my son in the OHL was like not so much about, of course I wanted everybody to be able to notice him, right? Like obviously make a name for yourself. But like his draft year, it was, I would say that like I put a little pressure on myself to watch my kid develop. Like if he didn't have his best game, I'd be like, man, like in my head.
You're talking about his NHL draft year? Or
his
his
NHL draft year. I'd be like if he didn't have his best game or if he wasn't getting on the ice as much as he should have or stuff, like I'd get in my own head like and say like, you're not helping him. You know, like as a dad, I'm saying as a dad, just sitting there like, how are you helping him here? But anyways, what I'm saying is in his NHL draft year, I was like sitting there going uptight just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. You could pull a pin out of my ass with a tow truck, but barely, right? Barely. I was a little uptight, like, you know, like because you worry for your kid. That's what you want for your kid. But you know what? This year, just watch.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Whether the scout from New Jersey says he really, like, you know, he had all these interviews and like, we really like you. You're this, you're that. It doesn't matter because that guy's not picking them anyways. There's a list. It doesn't matter. And a good friend of mine had talked to my son the other day, and Sean O'Donnell, he played in the NHL forever. So he called me, he met me in London. And we were talking, and he was asking, you know, whatever, and he came and saw Charlie after. He just took Charlie. He's a big boy, eh? Charlie goes, he's been punched in the face a few times, eh, Dad? Oh, yeah. So he put his big paws on Charlie. He grabbed him by the shoulder, and he goes, you know what, Charlie? It was good to meet you today. Loved watching you play. He's with LA. And he goes, I just want you to remember one thing. He goes, doesn't matter who's drafted, who's not. All the shit that happens, he goes, what'll happen? Hands on his shoulders. The cream always rises to the top. And you know what? That sounds like a cliche, but it's so true. All the shit, if you're good enough, whether mom and dad do the right things, say the right things, feel the right way, the coach likes you, coach loves you, hates you. If you're good enough, cream always rises to the top. It's just the truth. Maybe it doesn't rise up to the top like that. It might take a few beats or a few years or whatever, but the cream always rises to the top, and it's 100% true.